What if I told you that Vladimir Putin literally fears Donald Trump for holding in his hands the most destructive weapons on the planet? It seems hard to imagine Putin being afraid, but this time the reason is crystal clear. The United States keeps weapons so extreme that they could erase the world in a matter of seconds. Today on TechZNX, you are going to discover the 7 most brutal, technological, and apocalyptic weapons of the United States. Machines so devastating that with just the push of a button, Donald Trump could unleash the end of humanity. So get ready, because what you're about to see is far more shocking than you imagine. Let's begin. Number 7. MOAB. We open this ranking with a weapon that doesn't even need to be nuclear to be considered a real nightmare. We are talking about the MOAB, the GBU-43, known worldwide as the mother of all bombs. This colossus measures more than 9 meters in length and weighs around 10,000 kilograms. Its size is so massive that no fighter jet can carry it. Only the giant Hercules C-130 military transport aircraft have the capacity to drop it from their rear cargo bays. And when they do, what falls is not a missile or a nuclear warhead. It is a block of pure devastation. The MOAB contains an explosive equivalent to 11 tons of TNT, making it the most powerful conventional bomb ever created by the United States. Upon impact, it releases a shockwave so brutal that it wipes out absolutely everything within several kilometers. No fortification can withstand it. No tunnel or bunker remains standing. The atmospheric pressure generated by the detonation is so high that it collapses underground structures and pulverizes everything in its path. It was designed as both a psychological and military weapon, and the world understood its purpose perfectly the day it was used for the first time in real combat. Afghanistan, year 2017. The United States dropped a single MOAB on an ISIS tunnel complex. The result was so devastating that the terrain became unrecognizable. Not a single meter of those facilities was ever usable again. A reminder that even without nuclear weapons, the United States can annihilate any target it chooses. But here is the most shocking part. The MOAB is not even America's strongest card. It is just the opening of the staircase to hell, the warning before the nuclear fire. And if this is only number 7, just imagine what comes next. Number 6. Electromagnetic Railgun. Here we don't have a bomb, but a weapon that looks like it was designed by extraterrestrial intelligence. The U.S. Navy's Electromagnetic Railgun. Forget gunpowder, forget explosives. This beast fires projectiles using pure electricity. 2 metal rails generate an electromagnetic field so intense that they accelerate a solid projectile to hypersonic speeds. More than Mach 7, that's over 8,500 kilometers per hour. At that speed, a simple metal slug becomes an unstoppable spear capable of piercing ships, heavy armor, and fortified installations. Its power does not lie in the explosion, but in kinetic energy. The impact is so violent that it creates a shockwave similar to a meteor strike. That is exactly what the railgun replicates, but under human control. And the terrifying part? Its range. It can hit targets more than 200 kilometers away with pinpoint accuracy, and at a fraction of the cost of a conventional missile. In practice, this means a fleet armed with railguns could fire hundreds of hypersonic rounds without worrying about running out of expensive missiles. The railgun has been tested on U.S. warships, and though not yet fully deployed, its very existence shows the future of warfare. Silent, electric, low-cost weapons with apocalyptic destructive power. Even worse, since it requires no explosives, each railgun shot is virtually impossible to intercept. No countermeasure can stop a hypersonic metal slug. Once it is fired, there is no escape. Number 5. B-2 Spirit Stealth Bomber. A ghost in the sky. A weapon that redefines what air power truly means. The B-2 Spirit, the most advanced stealth bomber ever built. At first glance, it looks like a black wing gliding silently through the atmosphere. But behind that futuristic silhouette hides a monster capable of carrying more than 20 tons of weapons, including apocalyptic thermonuclear bombs. Its flying wing design is not aesthetic. It makes it almost invisible to radar. Even the most advanced air defense systems on Earth barely detect its presence. And when they do, it is already too late. This colossus can fly more than 10,000 kilometers without refueling. And with aerial support, it can practically circle the entire globe undetected. It can cross continents in hours, penetrate enemy airspace without raising a single alarm, and drop bombs powerful enough to erase entire cities before anyone even realizes it was there. Its operational debut was during the Gulf War, and since then it has participated in multiple conflicts, always with the same result: precise, invisible, devastating strikes. For many strategists, the B-2 is more than just a bomber. It is a psychological weapon. The mere rumor that one has been deployed spreads panic, because it means nowhere is safe. And here's the chilling truth: although its design dates back to the late 20th century, even today it remains one of the most advanced aircraft in existence. Billions have been invested to keep it updated with state-of-the-art electronics, radars, and nuclear strike capability. The B-2 Spirit does not scream. It does not threaten. It simply appears, executes its mission with surgical precision, and vanishes into the night sky. A true invisible predator. Number 4. Minuteman III ICBM. Now we meet the backbone of America's nuclear arsenal. The Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile, a silent guardian for over half a century, and a nightmare for its enemies. This giant is more than 18 meters tall and weighs around 36 tons. It can reach speeds beyond Mach 23, over 28,000 kilometers per hour, crossing continents in just minutes. A launch from US soil can hit anywhere on the planet in under 30 minutes. Each Minuteman III can carry multiple independently targeted nuclear warheads, called MIRVs. This means a single missile can release up to 10 nuclear heads, each one capable of destroying an entire city. This is not just a weapon, it is the embodiment of nuclear deterrence. Thousands of these missiles have stood on constant alert, buried in underground silos across the United States, ready to fire at a moment's notice. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for decades, they've remained like a silent shadow pointing at the heart of America's rivals. And here is the scariest fact. Though designed during the Cold War, it remains just as relevant today. Modernized with cutting-edge electronics and guidance systems, it can still strike targets with terrifying accuracy, within meters, even from thousands of kilometers away. The Minuteman III is living proof that in the nuclear age, humanity's survival hangs by a thread, because just one missile launched could bring the world to the edge of collapse. Number 3. Trident 2D-5 missile. At number 3, we find a weapon you will never see, never hear launch, yet it could erase entire nations in minutes. The Trident 2D-5, America's submarine-launched ballistic missile. These weapons lie deep beneath the oceans, onboard Ohio-class and soon Columbia-class submarines. Each of these giants can carry up to 24 Trident missiles, and each missile can hold up to 12 independent nuclear warheads. In other words, a single submarine can unleash nuclear hell capable of annihilating dozens of cities in one strike. The Trident 2D-5 is more than 13 meters long, weighs nearly 60 tons, and reaches speeds over 24,000 kilometers per hour. Its range exceeds 12,000 kilometers, meaning nowhere on Earth is beyond its reach. From the depths of the Atlantic or Pacific, these missiles can hit targets in less than 30 minutes. The scariest part? Strategic invisibility. The submarines that carry them are nearly undetectable. They can remain underwater for months, silently patrolling, hidden in the ocean vastness, waiting only for the order to strike. And when that order comes, the enemy has no chance to react. The Trident 2D-5 is considered one of the most precise weapons ever built. Its guidance systems can deliver a nuclear warhead thousands of kilometers away with a margin of error of just a few meters. Not just destroying a city, but selecting exactly which part of it disappears in nuclear fire. It is the ultimate embodiment of nuclear deterrence. No one can attack the United States without risking a silent, underwater response that leaves nothing standing. The Trident 2D-5 does not shout, does not threaten. It simply waits in silence, like a predator ready to drag the planet into nuclear hell. Number 2. B-83 Thermonuclear Bomb. With the silver medal, we have the B-83, the most powerful nuclear bomb currently active in the U.S. arsenal. A beast so colossal, it makes all other weapons look insignificant. The B-83 is a thermonuclear bomb with a maximum yield of 1,200 kilotons of TNT. That means a single one of these equals more than 80 times the bomb that destroyed Hiroshima in 1945. One strike on a major city would erase it completely in seconds. And despite its monstrous size and power, it is classified as a tactical weapon. This means it can be used in specific operations, not just as a global deterrent. It can be dropped from aircraft like the B-52 Stratofortress or the B-2 Spirit, giving it practically unlimited reach. The detonation of a B-83 not only unleashes unimaginable destructive power, but also creates a radioactive cloud spreading hundreds of kilometers, poisoning everything in its path. It is not just instant destruction. It is a wound that lasts decades. Even though there have been discussions about retiring it, the truth is, it still stands ready for use, a shadow hanging over humanity, reminding us how close we live to the end. The B-83 is not just a bomb. It is the pure representation of absolute power and the fear that comes with it. Number 1. X-37B. At the very top, in the number 1 spot, we don't find a bomb or a missile. We find something even more unsettling. The X-37B, the secret space plane that turns war into science fiction made real. At first glance, it looks like a mini space shuttle, but its true power remains a mystery that even Congress doesn't fully know. This craft has spent more than 1,000 days in orbit on ultra-classified missions. Its ability to fly for years without a crew makes it one of the most advanced and enigmatic machines ever built. The X-37B could serve many purposes: orbital espionage, space weapon testing, satellite deployment, or even worse, acting as a strike platform from space. Imagine a vehicle dropping kinetic weapons from orbit, projectiles falling at hypersonic speeds, unleashing energy equivalent to a meteor strike. That would mean entire cities erased without a single nuclear warhead. But what makes it truly terrifying is the secrecy surrounding it. Nobody knows exactly what it carries when it takes off. Nobody knows what tests it performs up there. And nobody can track it once in orbit. Russia and China suspect it is the first step toward total militarization of space, a domain that would grant the United States absolute, untouchable power. This plane is not just cutting-edge technology. It is a silent warning of what's coming, a machine patrolling from the stars, invisible, unreachable, capable of striking from above at any moment against any enemy. The X-37B is not simply an aircraft. It is the most futuristic and feared weapon of the United States, a creation that seems written by aliens, but it is already flying above our heads. And there you have it. The 7 most brutal and devastating weapons of the United States. Machines so advanced that even Vladimir Putin knows facing them would be playing with nuclear fire. From bombs capable of erasing continents to a secret space plane patrolling from orbit, this arsenal proves that American military power still stands on another level. Now, the question is for you. Do you think any of these weapons will ever be used in a real war? Which one shocked you the most? Leave your answer in the comments. We want to know your opinion. And don't forget to subscribe to TechZNX, because what's coming next will leave you even more blown away.